Good morning and welcome to beautiful Moscow, of course the capital and largest city in Russia. And I'm exploring my local neighborhood and I'm looking for a Stolovaya. And if you're not sure what a Stolovaya is, it is the most common form of Russian restaurant. And it's just where the normies go. Your everyday blokes like me. Where we go, we want something to eat and it's tasty, it's traditional, it's fast and it's cheap. So all those things, if you're a traveling man, which you may well be if you're watching, these are the things that we want. Of course, if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I'm an Australian guy and I live in Belarus, which is of course neighboring to Russia. But I'm just here visiting now. I'm on a 3-month tourist visa, having a look around, and I'm staying in a very working class suburb. So a nice little hotel in a very working class suburb that translates to aero engine. So Avia Motornaya is where I'm staying. If you're curious, on the yellow line, it's very central, but it's interesting. Everyone I've spoken to is like, oh, that's interesting. Why are you staying there? And it's like, well, it's nice. It's central. And look, I'm a working class lad, you know. So for me, I'm very comfortable in this kind of environment. I don't want little white dogs, you know what I mean? Little Pomeranians being walked around and everyone wearing Gucci. I'd much rather just be with normal people, to be honest. So we're going to go and eat where normal people eat today, which is where I often eat, to be fair. Stolovayas are definitely my go-to. I like to go to one at least every second day. So let's check this one out. I haven't been to this one before, but according to Yandex Maps, it's literally 500 meters from my hotel. If you don't know already, you can probably guess and know that Google Maps is a little bit neglected in this part of the world. So I'm using Yandex Maps, but look, that's not a lot better. It is better, but it's not that thorough, you know what I mean? It doesn't show you every shop. Often doesn't show you that many shops, but it seems to be that this is the way forward. So this is where the road should be to get into where the Stolovaya is. And now I realise from the map that it's actually inside of an industrial complex. And it looks like without a nice clearance pass, it's going to be a bit of a struggle to get in there. I'll give you guys a little bit of extra footage. So I'm in the metro, or at least the walkway towards the metro. And these of course connect to different sides of the roads and so forth. And pretty much what you see in all these are the same kind of shops selling the exact same thing. Obviously some t-shirts, of course some sweets. You have the repair shop here, Remont, fixing all your phones, selling some gadgets, some more just basic normal clothes that normal people wear. Another one here as well. A little coffee shop, lots of little hole-in-the-wall coffee shops. It's funny here, this one seems to be closed. There are some shoes in there, but not open today anyway. Some more basic clothes. And again, phone accessories. It's pretty much what 80% of the retail you see are really basic clothes, phone accessories, etc. So let's give you a clue of the prices here. So it's around just under 100 per dollar. So this is about $9 for these shoes, $5-6 for these shoes. Belts are kind of $2 or so. The shoes at the bottom there, kind of $4, $5, $6, $7, mainly slippers down the bottom there. Pretty common. And again, as you get closer to the metro station, just more of the same. It's really kind of bump into each other. You don't see that very often. It's the first time I've seen people bump into each other, I reckon. Because people are, it's usually busy, people get good at navigating each other, but anyway, someone wasn't watching. So I've just found a bit of a competitor. Business lunch, 250 rubles, which is around maybe $2.60 US. So you get the soup, salad, some kind of rice and a little bit of meat in there, and a drink as well. This could be okay, but look, I'm going to go for my Stolovaya. I'm a loyal man and I want to, oh, it's okay. Let's go to the Stolovaya, the formal Stolovaya, and see what it looks like first. Alright, there's another stupid roadblock thing there blocking the Stolovaya, and I can go along the way, but I really can't be fucking walking. So I take all that stuff back about loyalty and I'll try the business lunch from this place here. Just look at the inside. Pretty cool decor. Pretty funky chairs there. Alright, this is all I got so far. This is the business lunch. I'll go through one by one. The main course is not here. This is the kompot. It's like a fruit drink. Yeah, got a salad. It's got a mixture of kind of, I don't know if it's cabbage or lettuce, bit of capsicum, bit of cucumber, and maybe something else. A bit of spring onion in there, it looks like. And then we've got, of course, look at this, smetana, the sour cream. And you can see here, a bit of kind of cabbage, rice, cucumber, potato. It's kind of the usual suspects. And then, of course, good old-fashioned bread. All right, so let's mix up the smetana in there. See some dill, of course, little bits of meat and some dill. I have to say, it looks pretty bloody hearty. All right, let's taste this bad boy. I know it's going to be good. There's so many ingredients in here. It's really thick, really hearty, really tasty. I don't really like soup, to be honest. I mean, pho's kind of okay. I like malatang, Chinese, but most European soups I'm not a huge fan of, but this is really hearty, really tasty, and good flavour. Alright, so I was about to get up and discuss where the food is. It's been about half an hour, and here it is, just pretty humble. A little bit of pasta and a little bit of mincemeat there. But it's here anyway. So the old pasta and mince meal there at the end, which was more like just a micro snack. Was also cold, so I don't know what they were doing for half an hour. And you have this kind of experience, and it's just like, why would you ever want to go back? The pasta mince thing was very humble, obviously, but in the context of the meal, for $2.50, it's like, oh man, it's okay, whatever. I'd maybe get it again, but yeah, once you got 3 customers and you make one of them wait for cold pasta that's already sitting there, they can wait for more than half an hour. You're just like, why would I go back? Because normally Stolovayas, the food's sitting there. You know what I mean? See, it's high volume. The food's sitting there. You just go on that, bang, bang, bang. It's on your tray. It's in your stomach. You're out. You're on with the rest of your life. But yeah, that was a pretty pathetic experience, to say the least. Here is my ticket to ride, and we're here at Dynamo. We're going to get one stop down to Belarus and then back all the way down around here to Park Kulturi, and this is where Gorky Park is. So let's go for a walk inside. We'll film the whole thing. I might just have to cut filming in the metro, like in the actual train itself. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure we're good to go the whole way. Not far. And of course, the metro here runs very, very quickly. So this is a 3-day ticket for 540 rubles, which is about $6. You can see it's a long, long way down there. Incredible metro system, so many lines, so efficient. Seldom do you wait more than 2 minutes for a train. We've got the 3 different lines here, so at the moment, let's see if this third one's alive or not. Third one, oh wow, it's totally dead. So usually what you have is this one going up, this one going down, and then depends on the time of day, this one will go up or down to facilitate more people. So we get on for one stop, Belarus. So of course Belarus is Belarus. And I think the train station, I mean it's a major train station, but there's some monuments there that are a tribute to the Belarusian Communist Party, which I believe came into power shortly after World War II. And are attributed to building a lot of the Belarusian, especially in Minsk, infrastructure. And that's the beauty here, is that so many lines link up to each other. There's multiple ways to get everywhere. We could have stayed on this first train for a bit longer, then changed to the red line somewhere near Red Square and go down that way. It's such a wonderful system, really. I come from Melbourne, Australia, and of course Anglo cities are generally fairly new and are being developed very, very quickly, and they're made around the car, you know? So transport just doesn't work. Unfortunately, this works terribly. There's a train every 20 minutes, and on Sundays maybe every 40 minutes or something. So you can see here, we're going to go Belarusskaya to the next station on the left. That's the very famous wind. You can feel the wind coming and hear them. Very loud trains and very windy and breezy down here waiting for the trains. You can always feel this one on the way, and look at that, it tells you how long till the train comes. So there it's about 57 seconds, and on the opposite side it tells you how long since the last one was there. So about 40 seconds, so it's around a minute 40 apart are these trains. So you just come in, sit down, relax. Let's go here for a bit of a walk. We've got 39 seconds. I can feel the push, the wind of the train forcing its way through the tunnel already. We'll go out here, a bit of a walk around. People chilling, waiting for their friends. And just a really efficient way of getting people around. Again, unlike Anglo cities such as Melbourne, which is just, I mean, you just, yeah. The problem perpetuates itself because you have to have a car, and that kind of puts more pressure on road transport. Look at that, perfectly timed. 2, 1, 0, and here it is. So I'll get on the train, it's only for one stop. I'll get on the train and I'll press stop, and then I'll start recording again right in the middle. Which one should I go? Let's go to the right here. So I'll press stop now, and I will start again at the next station. Alright, let's get off here at Belarusskaya. Middle of the day, other Tuesday here, it's not crazy busy. And just work out where to go. We need to get the... I'm not sure which one we're meant to get. There was a brown line, right? It looks like it's red, not brown. Actually, while we're here, because obviously, excuse the train, obviously I'm living in Belarus, and that's the namesake of the channel. So let's just quickly check out a little bit of the here. So that's obviously Belarusian Communist Party. And of course, who's at the top? Obviously a woman. Partly because most of the men were killed in the war. You can see the very traditional, this very traditional Belarusian pattern here. You imagine this would be white around here, the golden. There you have it. All right, let's work out how to get to Park Kulturi. So I reckon these guys are coming down here. Nausea Guliat Tam. What is this? Let's go up here. I've got a nice little view down there of the line. Some more statues here. There's no writing on this one. Is Belarusi? Нет. Извините, из Беларуси. Из Беларус? Нет, из русский. Русский, да, конечно. So all the colouring looks a lot like the Belarusian colouring there. I'm not sure if that's an accident. I was curious, that old lady there, classic babushka, was taking lots of photos. I was thinking maybe she's from, this lady here was taking, as you can see, videos and photos. I thought she might be from Belarus, but not so, she's from Russia. And maybe I've misfired on that one. Maybe it's only the Belarusian statue on the ground floor there. The Russians are alright with their social etiquette, I have to say. In some respects, it's not like Belarus. Obviously, Belarus is etiquette for everything, but definitely on the escalators here, everyone stands to the right. There's always a big gap here on the left if you want to walk through. It's kind of universal etiquette. Belaruskaya, Stanitsa Belaruskaya. Podium. Look at that beautiful old colouring and design there. Oh, there you go, you can see down on the platform as well, still you can see on the ceiling there, lots of the old beautiful detail. And look at that number, it's been 1 minute and 9 seconds since the last train, so I reckon we're due for one. Alright, which way to go, ladies and gentlemen? I think it's not that way. I think it's going to be this way. There you go, Park Kulturi. Один, два, три, три станица. This looks like one of these modern trains. So this generation of train is actually, it's very long. It must be 6 carriages, but the carriages are actually connected. So when you stand in the middle here and you look down, you can see it's all just one connected carriage. The capacity for must be like 1,000 people actually. Check that out. I'll turn you guys off. So our aim here is Park Kulturi. Alright, here we are at Park Kulturi. Alright, I haven't been here before, so just gonna get my bearings, work out which way we should go. That looks pretty promising. Prospect, of course Prospect means avenue, which will be the main thoroughfare, so let's go here. Plenty of people going this way. When all else fails, follow the crowd. It's a pretty sound plan for navigating a city. As I was saying before, you can see busier going down. They got 2 going down, 1 going up. And everyone's lining up on the right side here, doing that civil society thing. Allowing that left side there for people to kind of scoot up there if they're in a hurry. Everyone else is kind of chilling on the right side, doing their own thing. So quite a good sense of social etiquette actually. I mean, this time of day probably doesn't matter too much, but when things get busy, I think you want to make sure that everyone can get around, right? This thing does take a while. It'll take... I timed one of these escalators in St. Petersburg and it took over 2 minutes. Could you imagine? So these are the more modern ones. You can see it's got steel there. The older ones are like wider with brown, like more like an iron, a rusted iron. It's obviously been renovated on some level at some stage. Quite busy. It's Tuesday around 2 p.m. Is obviously a fairly central area, and of course right next to Gorky Park, and you would have seen my videos in Belarus from Gorky Park in Belarus, which is just on the northern edge of the city centre there in Belarus. Gorky was a famous writer back in the Soviet era, and wherever you go in the former Soviet Union you see a lot of Gorky Parks. So I like Gorky Park, so in Minsk, so hopefully this one's good. Of course they built these parks back in the day to include everything, right? Like it wasn't just somewhere to sit and throw a frisbee, it was like, you know, a place to spend the whole day. And they're still building these in Belarus. There's a really nice park in Mogilov that's been built. It's made like that. It's made to spend the day in. You know, take the kids there, buy some ice cream, run around on the rides, have a picnic. Spend a good chunk of the day. So that's how these are as well. You notice it says Park Culture, right? Culture Park, Park Kulturi. Obviously both those Russian language words are very similar to the English language words. So that would be the connecting line, Park Kulturi, which we don't want. What we do want is to exit. So we'll go here, Naspleva, и Vyhod. Always streams of people coming from everywhere. We go Vyhod. Vyhod we do. Oh, these things are quite dangerous. Whoa. Alright, so what I'll do now is I'll cut and I'll head down towards Gorky Park, which I reckon will be this way.